So a lot of you all have decided that you want to move abroad. Specifically, a lot of you guys want to move to Thailand. Thailand has been going viral lately as more and more content creators move here and make content about Thailand. Obviously, I myself included, I've been in Thailand now for a little bit over 2 years. I moved here in October 2022 when I decided I just wanted something different. Since then, I myself have been responsible for influencing quite a few people to move abroad or to at least give Thailand a chance. But in the past few months, things have picked up even more and more people are wanting to move here. But a lot of you guys are clueless where to start. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys the guide for 2025 on how to move abroad, specifically being Thailand. But a lot of things I'm going to tell you will help you even if you want to move anywhere in the world. So guys, make sure you lock in, pay attention, because I'll try to give you guys the steps you need to begin to make this happen for yourself. So the first thing I want to start by saying is I get a lot of questions in my email, DMs, and in the comment section that are very basic Googleable questions. So little PSA before we jump into this, a lot of you guys have to stop being lazy and depending solely on YouTubers to get your information. Guys, Google is still free. And a lot of the questions you guys ask are very Googleable. And so a lot of times I don't even respond. I'm just gonna be plain honest. I hate to sound mean, but I don't even respond a lot of times because I don't have the time to answer all these questions, with a lot of them being very basic ones that you can literally Google in a matter of a few minutes or even seconds. But with that being said, let's jump into step number 1 to moving abroad. So I want to start this off very basic. If you're even thinking about moving abroad, the first thing you need to do is get your passport. Get your passport ASAP. Get it right now. Get it tomorrow. Get it in the next week. Get it next time you get paid. That is step number 1. You're not going nowhere without your passport. Now, many of you watching this might already have one, so you're like, duh, move on. But I just want to start there. If you're even thinking about doing it, get your passport, because nothing else matters without that passport. Even if you don't plan on traveling in the next couple of years, get that passport, because you just never know. Your passport is your freedom to exploring the world. Without that, you are landlocked. Now for step 2, which is probably the most important part of all this, which is create a plan. Create a plan, right? So you've watched the content, you've been inspired, you think to yourself, this is something you might want to do. Step number 2, create a plan. Now, the foundation for your plan needs to include, and I have my notebook right here, I wrote everything down, your why. Why do you want to move abroad? A why is very important. You need to have a strong why you want to do this, because, and you're going to come abroad and nothing's going to be different for you. You're going to be miserable. Have that why. Number 2 is have that when, the how, the where, and then the budget. So let's just break this down by each. So obviously I just talked about the why. Now, the why is obviously important is because, like, you know, what is your actual motivation for moving abroad? People move abroad for many different reasons. Some people are moving abroad to escape something. Some are moving abroad just out of curiosity. Some are moving abroad just strictly to save money. There's many reasons why you can move abroad. But I think it's important to write down your why you want to do it. That way your why will hold you over once you move to a new country and the new feeling settles off, and now it's just you versus yourself. That why is going to remind you why you were there, right? So next is the when. When is your timeline for making this happen? The when is very important because that's going to affect the daily actions you take towards making this happen. So having that timeline. So maybe you're looking at moving in, the next 6 months, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. The when gives you a timeline to be able to start making things happen. Now the how. That's super important, but honestly one that most people get stuck at is the how. And for a lot of people, the specific question that they're really asking about the how is usually related to money, right? I'll take a second to briefly talk about that, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit more in the next step. Guys, I wanna be honest with you. There are, especially in today's internet age, there are a gazillion ways to make money. Trust me, all the things you guys see online, they all work. Now, some things might be inflated, dramatized, exaggerated, but trust me guys, all the things and opportunities that you've seen, pretty much they all work to a capacity. Whether you've been researching online and you've seen drop shipping, affiliate marketing, content creators, trading, high ticket sales, Amazon business, like there are a gazillion things. The most important thing I'll give you guys right here though is everything is money. If you understand that one principle, finding opportunities become a lot easier. When you understand in a capitalistic society, everything is money. There's many ways to be creative. Once again, I'm gonna talk about this more in the next step, but you have to change the way you think. And your perspective will affect the opportunities that you see amongst you. Just to give some background really quickly, I've talked about this plenty of times, but before I was a Thailand travel content creator, I was a pressure washing business owner and content creator. And just to give the industry of pressure washing, right? We clean dirty concrete, houses. We even wash roofs, wood. Now, I want to talk about problem versus solution. A lot of people just see things as problems. And the people who understand opportunity see those problems as opportunities to make some money. So for me, once I was a pressure washer, before I started a pressure washing business, I would drive by these houses and see how dirty the outside of them looked, but never thought of myself that was money. Well, once I got into the industry, every house I drove by, I started to see dollar signs. Notice how my perspective shifted. So simply by changing my perspective, a whole new stream of income opened up. Every time I seen a dirty house, I started to get excited. I started to see dollar signs. That is the word amongst all of you guys. Everything around you is money. And there's different layers to these opportunities. Let's just say pressure washing. If I start a pressure washing business, I could be an educator in the business. I could be someone who runs the business. I could be someone who does content creation in the business. I could be someone who sells the products that the business owners need in that industry. There's many layers to every opportunity that you guys see. But that's enough on that for now. Next is the where. Where exactly do you want to move abroad in general, or specifically, let's say Thailand, right? You can move to Bangkok. You can move to Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Hua Hin, Chiang Rai, Pai. There's many areas you could choose to live in, right? So understanding the where, because that's also going to affect your research. And I'm going to use this word a lot. Research. Research is going to consist of, talking to people who are living abroad, watching content, but also going on Google, going on the government websites. You need to do your research, and simply watching a couple of YouTube videos is not enough for research. You guys come watch a video and then ask all the questions inside of the comment section, when literally you could take your questions and put them into Google, put them in ChatGPT, put them also into different platforms like TikTok, and maybe you can get your answers faster. Stop waiting around for people like me to respond to you, because for example, guys, as an audience grows, I have almost 50,000 subscribers now. Not everyone reaches out to me, but it becomes more and more. And I still have my own life. So I'm not getting paid to respond to people in emails and YouTube. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that's just me being plain and honest with you guys. Next is your budget. So you need to figure out how much do you need to live abroad. Now, you're going to have a base number because you have to know how much does it cost to live just a baseline lifestyle. But then the second part is going to understand what type of lifestyle do you specifically want to live. One of, honestly, the worst questions I get is, how much do I need to live here? Now, the reason why I call it one of the worst questions is because everyone lives a different lifestyle, right? You can move out to Thailand and try to live as local as possible. And so maybe you survive on $750 a month. You find some very local town in Thailand and you go live there and you live off of $750 a month. But if you ask me how much it takes to live per month, I might give you a different number based on my personal experiences, desires, and hobbies, right? So for you personally, you have to know that. Self-awareness, know yourself. I can't tell you what's best for you or how much money you need. You might have disabilities I don't have. You might have certain needs and wants that I don't have. You might have a certain palate that I don't have. You might be a vegan. I don't know. There's many different variables that come into play when you guys ask someone else how much you need to live. I can give you guys a minimum amount that I personally recommend, but that does not mean that's going to work for you. So have you do your research, and that's why you need to know where you're going to live, because where you choose to live will also affect your cost of living, what's accessible to you. Maybe you need more access to healthcare, hospitals, and different things. So all these things play a part in your research phase. So it's very important to do solid research, guys. I've witnessed so many people watch a couple YouTube videos, hear how cheap and affordable Thailand is, come out here with a few bucks, and then come out here and now they're completely lost. They don't have anything actually figured out, and they have to go back home in a few months. So the reason why I'm creating this video is to help you guys better prepare, as many of you guys ask many questions, and you guys are out right now in that phase of research. This video is kind of just, I want to aid you in that process. Now, so after we've created that plan, we have a why, a when, a how, a where, and then we figured out our budget. Now, step 3 is to start building, AKA start taking action. So I'm gonna give you guys my raw perspective on the start building part. What exactly does that mean? What exactly does it entail when it comes down to start building? So when I say start building, it means to begin to prepare. So obviously we talked about we get our passport. We've done our research. We find an opportunity and we start working towards it. We research the opportunity. We spend money on education. We spend time on education. We stop doing the unproductive things in life that haven't gotten us anywhere, and we make a change and shift in our life. That's what beginning to start building means. Start creating something. Start making some motion. One of the most powerful things I heard, and also like having experienced in life, is that people are usually more supportive and more helpful towards people who already have motion. Like literally, for example, if you're on the side of the road, right, and you're sitting in your car breaks down, and you just sit inside your car, maybe no one stops to help you. But the moment you get out and start pushing your car and people see it, people are more likely to help you. That coincides with start building, because when you start taking action, usually more doors start opening up. People are willing to start giving you tips and advice and helpful things. So getting in motion, start to build, is a very, very important factor. And I've experienced the benefits of that many, many times in my life. Obviously, there's no way to get what you want in life without taking action. So that's what I basically mean by start building. Right after start building, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a second, but I want to go ahead and jump into step 4 real quick, which is consolidate and eliminate. One of the most important things about making that move abroad is consolidation and elimination. Guys, so what do I mean by that? Get out of debt. Doing things like getting out of debt, cutting down your expenses, getting rid of the unnecessary things in your life, whether it's subscriptions, extra clothes, just a bunch of junk laying around your house, whatever it is. I want you to consolidate and eliminate in as many areas as possible. The reason why a lot of foreigners who are making, like, say, Western income or decent income are choosing to move to places where where their money goes further and have more peace of mind is simply because people have come to the realization that all these things don't matter, and that life is way easier to live played outside the matrix, where you're not trying to be 100% consumer in the game and having this need to buy and spend, and really just put all this weight on yourself. So consolidate, eliminate. So right now, if you think about moving abroad, okay, and you have, say, like a mortgage expense or you have car payments, listen, I'm going to give you everything I say right now. Mind you, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just a YouTuber. Go out, do your research, talk to professionals. When I say consolidate, eliminate, when I say get out of debt, and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I have so much. How can I do this? Like, it seems overwhelming to you. Listen, leverage your options. But to leverage your options, you have to know your options, which means that you have to make yourself more knowledgeable. Okay? So when I say get out of debt, I don't mean necessarily that you even need to save as much money as possible and pay off all your debt. I mean, get creative, guys. Especially if you're American watching this right now, leverage the systems that exist. Go do your research on what it takes to file bankruptcy. Yes, there's forms of bankruptcy you can file. I've never personally filed bankruptcy, but do your research. There's ways to effectively file bankruptcy and not move your life. And then especially, guys, if you're moving abroad, like, mind you, if you're coming from, like, say, America, you have all these things weighing you down, your credit score and all these things that create fear and stress in your mind. When you move abroad over here, your credit score is no longer relevant. You don't need your credit score for anything out here. And it doesn't, like, your credit score literally means zero, zilch, nada when you're living in Thailand. You don't need it to get an apartment, which we'll talk about more later. But, like, eliminate, consolidate, guys. Get creative. Do what you have to do to create the reality that you want to live in. You do not have to accept the way your life is right now. You have to begin to make those necessary changes. So once again, you might have to live a little lean as you prepared. And this all ties into start building. You might have to live a little lean, make some cutbacks. But I want you guys to eliminate. One of the biggest things that gives me peace of mind living abroad now is my expenses are so much lower than they were back in the States. And I made good money. Had a business, was making good money. But I would say I have a more peaceful life now, having less, right? Before I moved here, my past 2 cars, luxury cars, I had a Mercedes. Before that, I had like a nice 2-door Cadillac CTS that I paid off, then bought a new car. Like, I had nice things. Now, I don't even own a car. And I feel so much better about it. That's consolidation, elimination. I don't have a car payment. I don't have to put gas in the car. I don't worry about parking, maintenance, repair, none of that stuff. consolidate and eliminate, guys, will make your life easier. The reason why a lot of you guys are stuck in the rat race is because you're playing the rat race game. You've let a job tell you how much you're worth. You continue to add more and more expenses to your life, mortgage, car payments, expensive mandatory health insurance, and expensive and mandatory car insurance. And all these things just keep adding more and more stress to your life. But you can't escape it. You just got to get smarter and you have to take action. Let's jump back to step 3, which is start building. So when we talk about start building, I want to kind of give you guys I'll give you guys a little bit insight into the way I think. Now, I already said that I see everything as opportunity, but I will give you guys some specific things that I think are very good opportunities for 2025, just based off of my experience of making money, both through physical business and also through online avenues. But once again, let's start with this once again, guys. Everything is money. Even online right now, me creating videos, there's, from just YouTube alone, I'm able to get paid from YouTube. YouTube is now paying me, thousands per month. By having attention, I could then drive that into, leveraging extra income from sponsors, communities, affiliate marketing. That's like 4 different streams of income from literally from one platform. I've made money through selling digital products, ebooks, making courses, selling my knowledge in a space. So with that being said, the number one thing that I personally think that someone can do in 25 to begin to make a remote income is find any topic. Find anything that's relevant right now. Become an expert. Go deep before you go wide. So many people hear general advice of the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. And you think I need to have 7 streams of income unrelated. I need to have this business, that business, this business, that business. No, go deep first and then go wide. Depth versus width. Go deep first, dig deep, and then go wide. So what I mean, depth is the deep understanding of one thing. The width is the expansion of opportunity within that same thing. So focus on one thing first. Become an expert. What are the things that matter right now? Digital marketing, AI, cybersecurity, health, anything, guys. Take a field, anything. Become an expert on anything. Once you become an expert, okay, you think to yourself, how do I then monetize? Well, once you are knowledgeable something and you've shown that you're knowledgeable and created value, the best route that I personally think is still through expertise, and then share that expertise through content and learn how to build some type of funnel that you will then be able to monetize. And so the funnel could be as simple as I'm an expert. I'm going to come online, share my knowledge, and build enough audience to where I'm getting paid from whatever platform, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, right? Just get paid directly from AdSense. Then, as I mentioned before, when you have expertise, you can always attract, potentially attract sponsors. You could find affiliate marketing. You could build a community within the space of your expertise that you can monetize residually. You could, through your expertise, create your own physical product in that space. You can create solutions for people. You can consult. So once you have an expertise in an area, that funnel can open up very wide. And this is why I say you can find anything, right? Maybe you're an expert on credit repair. Maybe you're an expert on natural herbal medicines. And if I was a very knowledgeable person, I would demonstrate my expertise through maybe, certifications, just talking about these topics and backing it up with research, talking to other experts in the field. That's how I built my brand, maybe turn into a podcast. And then from there, if I'm talking about, say, herbal products, I would private label, create my own brand of herbal products because people already know, like, and trust me. The currency that's most valuable today, guys, is eyeballs. Attention is your currency. If you have attention, where attention goes, money flows. If people are paying attention to you, you can make money. If people are paying attention to you right now and you're not making money, that is on you. You got to understand that content and eyeballs, it is a business, right? You can get online for entertainment, but even then it's still a business. But this right now is probably one of the greatest opportunities that any of us have, guys, that I, as somebody who before coming online, nobody knows, right? But through an iPhone, right now I'm not using an iPhone anymore, I'm using DJI Pocket 3. But with my iPhone, I have built up an audience of 45,000 people that I did not have to ask anybody permission for. I did not have to say, hey, excuse me, head person in charge, can I come online and make these videos for everybody? No, you know what I did? I started building. I created a plan, I started building. And it takes time, it takes patience. That's why I said start now, but create that plan, start now, because the things don't happen overnight. So you have to be willing to put that work in. and take the time to build these things up. A lot of times we live in a generation where everyone wants it now. Microwave, quick, now. Guys, it takes time. When I first started YouTube, I wouldn't make any money from YouTube. Then my first paycheck from YouTube was like $200 and then $300. Like, not enough to live off of, but like, it's extra money. It's a win. Like, I'm making money from something I enjoy doing that doesn't really cost me anything. So I would say, you know, building a business in the content space is still something that's very viable. It doesn't really cost you any money. Through my first channel, right? Pretty much spent no money on building it. Got monetized by YouTube. Built a digital business that made me over $50,000. That only cost me pretty much like probably $11 a month to run. And that's just the cost of web hosting. Through those things, I learned different skill sets. Now today, I've been able to carry those things over. So I know how to, you know, go online and make an ebook. I know how to build a website, a course website. I know how to build a funnel. I know how to run ads. I know how to grow a YouTube channel. All these things, even things that were failures, I was able to gain knowledge from and apply to different fields. But that's my honest advice, guys, is find one thing and become an expert on it. Like anything. Like I said, you could pick AI is big right now. Learn about AI, become an AI expert, become a chat GPT expert, become whatever. Become so knowledgeable, people come to you. Become a trading expert. Like, you could literally pick anything, guys. And I promise you, anything you pick, if you stick with it long enough, you get smarter, you learn from your mistakes, you will figure it out. That's pretty much a guarantee. If you continue to learn and optimize, not like continue to do something wrong the wrong way forever, but like every time you make a mistake, you look at it from like a scientific approach. You have a hypothesis, and then you test that. And then once you finish, now you have data. Failure, everything you do is data. Use that data to optimize for the next approach, right? You can literally follow the scientific method for your own life and the ideas you have. And don't define those things as failures. Define them as literally just data. That's all it is. If you fail, all you did was take in some data, right? If I'm a scientist and I'm experimenting, it's not really a failed experiment if I gain data from it. Now, every time I fail, I'm a step closer to figuring out because I have a new piece of data. Okay, I got to change this element. I got to replace this. This percentage didn't work. Okay, so now we got to flip some things around, remove that, replace that, change the variables here and there. And now I have the answer and solution. And eventually, you try hard enough. You don't quit. You have the perfect formula to figure it out. So guys, start building, eliminate, and consolidate very, very important steps because it is way easier to get ahead when you have less liabilities over your life, guys. This is how we're moving in 2025, especially given the way society is moving, guys. This capitalistic, greedy society is going to price you out of your happiness. So I'm not mad at anyone who chooses to go where their money is, where they choose to move somewhere where their money goes further because society is squeezing you. I mean, you guys seen what has gone on, especially in America, the whole Luigi situation where he took out the CEO, and a lot of people were supporting it because people are fed up. People are tired of their whole life existence costing so much just to live, be healthy, be happy. And so people are starting to awaken now and realizing that I don't have to play this game anymore. I don't have to remain in the system. And that's why I say step one is your passport. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe America gets better one day, or maybe somewhere else gets better one day. But in the meantime, mobility is your new freedom. Mobility is your new freedom. We might not see the change we want to see in our lifetimes. It might not come to the next generation. We don't know. But in the meantime, I'm going to live the life I want to live. And if I have to move somewhere else to get it, I'm willing to do that. So mobility is the new freedom of this age, right? That is the new dream, is mobility. When something stops working, this is why I don't even stress about things that go on in Thailand. People ask me you don't have any rights in Thailand, whatever. That's cool. I understand that. I'm also not obligated to Thailand either. If things turn sour here, guess what? I got my passport. I get up and I go somewhere else. Mobility is your freedom. All right. So step 5, which is more of a very specific thing that everyone's going to need to do if you want to move abroad. Figure out your visa. Now, when I talk about this goes back to that research phase. People are like, how do you get this visa? What are the steps? Guys, literally, this is not like secret information. First of all, if you want to know the visa option that Thailand offers, you can literally go on the government website. Literally type in thailandvisas.gov or whatever, and you'll come across the website. It's going to tell you every available visa. Not only that, it'll tell you what you need to qualify for that said visa. Now, as of right now, February 2025, From most countries in the world, you can come to Thailand and they're gonna give you a 60-day stamp. Now, don't quote this forever. Please, if you're watching this video months later, or even whatever time later, tomorrow, do your research, because Thailand changes its laws and rules very often. When I first moved to Thailand 2 years ago, right after COVID had lifted, they were giving you 45 days per stamp with the ability to 30-day extend. So right now it's 6 days per stamp with the ability to 30-day extend. Now, many people, and this is how Thailand kind of weeds people out. Many people watch these content. They don't figure out their visa. They come in here. They don't know how Thailand works. They come here they get their 60-day stamp, and then they might extend one time. Okay, cool. Now they have that 90 days. Then they have to leave after that, right? So then they leave. They do a border run. They come back. Cool. And get another 60 days, 30 days, whatever it is at the time. And they think that's going to work forever. Well, through the normal path, guys, it's not going to work forever. Eventually, you'll get stopped in immigration. They're going to question you. They're going to see all the stamps on your passport, and potentially they will deny you. So the traditional route of just the basic border hopping without knowing the ins and outs of Thailand will not work for you. Eventually, it will come to an end, right? And say you have a lease here and all your stuff. It's not going to, it's not going to be pretty for you. So you're going to need to do your research if you want to stay here long term. Now, just to name some of the options, once again, go do your research after this video though. But there's the DTV visa, or the DTV, which stands for Destination Thailand Visa. Go research. I'm not going to talk too much about it on this video, but it is a visa up to 5 years staying in Thailand, with each stay being up to 180 days. You can leave, come back, and get a new 180 days. So I run a community. There's a few people in my community who have gotten it. There is the language visa. So you come here for the purpose of studying Thai, or if you're English speaking, you come here and learn Thai, or if you're from somewhere else, like you're Chinese, you might come here and study English, or something like that. You might come here and study Muay Thai. But the language/education visa is an option, which is not directly, I don't think, that title, but you guys can go once again on the website and look and see. There is the retirement visa, which is available for those over 50 years old. There are certain financial requirements attached to that. But one thing I'll announce right now, guys, is that I have partnered with a few people here in Thailand who can help you with these solutions, guys. So if you need retirement visa questions, help, information, got you there. If you guys need help for picking out a school for your education visa, can help you there. If you guys just need general immigration and navigating Thailand help, I have partnered with people who are obviously, they're Thai natives. They work with immigration. They know the ins and outs. So if you guys need help with that, you guys have questions, you need help, I will add my line ID below this video. You can message me and I will plug you into these people and get you guys situated. So if you have any questions about navigating Thailand as far as staying here, I've been over here 2 years now, message me online. I'm going to point you to these experts to help you out, guys. There are solutions for you. It just takes knowing and talking to the right person. There's things I can't say here on camera, but many things can be made can happen here in Thailand. You just got to know who to talk to. You just got to know the right people. So I fortunately have made connections with smart people who know the ins and outs. So I'm willing to point you guys in the right direction as well. Do note though, this comes at a fee, not from me, but the people, obviously, you guys, you will be paying for their help. So just out the way, just so nobody's like, I got to pay. Yes, you have to pay. We live in a capitalistic world. Money gets stuff done. You cannot in your right mind expect people to do all this stuff for free. Just for those who are a little bit delusional. And also, guys, for those where money is not really an issue, you do have the elite visa, which is a little pricey. But once again, guys, go do your research, look at all the options, compare, contrast, and see which one best fits you. Step 6, I think this is an important one, is to plug into a community. Now, shameless plug, I myself do run a community, Tribe of Nomads. We are a growing community. We now are at over 250 members. In just the past few months that I launched this community, we have in-person meetups to connect with like-minded, good individuals, whether it's, couples, singles, ladies, and gentlemen, all in the group. As well as inside of the community, I provide resources such as the Thailand Quick Start Sprint course, which gives you kind of like the necessary rundown of things you need to know to properly navigate Thailand, from visa information to finding condos, all the basic things you need to basically plug into Thailand, as well as other free courses inside and more to come. We also have a very active WhatsApp group chat that people are constantly socializing and asking questions on. So guys, if you have questions for me, the best way to reach me, I mentioned this before, the best way to connect with me is literally join the community. And I'm not saying that just to get you to join, but honestly, that is my focus. I'm putting my focus on the most important things. And right now, the community is what gets my focus. So I'm going to give my attention to people in the community first, rightfully so, before people who just comment on YouTube. Like, appreciate you guys watching the videos and stuff like that, but like, end of the day, this at the same time is a service to you all that you guys get for free, because you don't have to pay to watch my videos. It's completely free. Like, most of you guys probably skip your ads anyway. So like, I don't feel like obligated to give all of my time and attention to you guys just because you watch the videos, and I just being raw and honest. Appreciate the support, but at the same time, as you guys watching these videos benefits me, you watching these videos also benefits you, because my channel is not like an entertainment channel. A lot of stuff I give on here is information, so it's helping you in your research process. With that being said though, guys, the community that I run, it is $4 a month, but I think $4 a month is more than reasonable for what is provided. So if you guys are interested, do check it out. Full of amazing members, and I love everybody in the community. It is growing and vibrant, and yeah, just can't say enough. I can't brag enough on the group of people I have met so far throughout the community. Everyone has been super solid. But outside of plugging into my community, there are plenty of other communities that exist here in Thailand, all of different backgrounds and interests. So I would say one of the ways to find communities, if you guys are interested, is check out things like Facebook. Also, you know, just searching through TikTok and Instagram, you will find different communities. Some communities are based around specific hobbies, like even whether it's run clubs, chess clubs, paddleball clubs, basketball. Thailand kind of has it all, guys. So whatever your interests are, you can probably find a community based around those interests. So definitely just do your research once again. And those are some of the platforms you can begin to check out to find those communities. And it's important to, I think, to plug into these communities before you even get here. That way, once you get here, you immediately have people that you can socialize and connect with and feel like you're not alone on this journey. Because when I first moved to Thailand, I was by myself for a while. Like, I didn't know anyone here. I actually hadn't even done that much research, which is why I'm doing what I do now, so I can try to help make everyone else's transition a little bit easier. Step 7 is it's time to now move. So once you actually get here, you already have your visa figured out. Then one of the most important things is going to be accommodation, housing. A lot of people ask me, how do I find condos, guys? And I talked about it over and over again. I don't try to gatekeep that information. It's super simple. You can, I would recommend starting with Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. So you can go right now on Facebook and type in, like, say if you want to live in Bangkok condos for rent, Pattaya condos for rent. Guys, there's plenty of groups. Agents post available condos in these groups. You can also use websites like propertyhub.com, or I think it's like Property Hub, something like that. You'll just type in Property Hub Thailand on Google and you will find the website, and it's going to show you a lot of different condos, guys. There's so many different condos you can choose from, as well as watch the videos I produce on the channel. I have done, quite a few condo tours on my channel as well. And so you get to also, through those kind of tours, meet expats, hear about their opinions and their experiences out here, and then also get to see their condo, and maybe that will help you choose building an area to live in once you move out here. As far as getting the condo though, as I mentioned, guys, it doesn't really take much to get a condo. Some agents might want to see a long-term visa, but most won't even ask. It's only going to require typically your passport and 3 times the rent to move in, meaning 2 months deposit, 1 month advance. So when you move in, you're going to pay your first month's rent, and then you're going to put 2 months deposit, to which at the end of your lease, you will get back, granted that you didn't do business with like a sketchy landlord who just wants to keep your money, or that you didn't damage the place or break your lease. Other than that, you should get your money back at the end of your lease. But for me personally, guys, when it comes to deposits and stuff, especially like a year long, I look at it as a loss. And the reason why is because once money leaves my pocket, in my mind, it's gone. Now, to me, it's a bonus if I get it back. But if I have to come out of my pocket initially at all, that money is physically gone from my pocket. I'm not thinking to myself of it coming back. Like, that money it's already money spent to me. So I still have my lease. So I'm sure I'll get my money back in the end. But right now, that money's gone anyway. So like, if I get it back, I get it back. If I don't, I don't. I'm not looking at it as a savings. It's just money that I had to spend in this part of the game. But once again, don't let that discourage you and think that you're not getting your money back, because most of you probably will. Now, the leasing situation, most of the time, you're going to need to sign at least a 1-year lease to get a condo, and also get a condo at the best rate. You can find condos for rent for less than a year, but they are more difficult to find, as most landlords want that longer term stability. But if you look hard enough and ask around, you can find such as a 6 month, rarely a 3 month, depending on where you're at. But like 3 months are very rare to find, because it's just too much paperwork and whatnot to go through just to deal with somebody for 3 months. If you're going to want to stay here for just a short-term amount of time, honestly, your best bet is going to be to look on Airbnb, to which, yes, you will be paying a pricier rate simply because people on Airbnb are taking condos that are affordable and available in the market and marking them up for profit. So it's just, it's profit on top of profit. Obviously, the existing landlord, the actual landlord, is making money off of owning the room, but then someone else rents it from that landlord and then basically subleases it on Airbnb and makes an additional profit. Let's say, for example, you find a condo on Airbnb that costs $600 per month. Most likely, that condo actually, if you had a lease, would only cost about probably $400 per month or even $300 per month. So important to know, yes, on Airbnb, you will be paying a marked up rate, but that's just the price you're paying for convenience because you're not here for a long time. So sorry, but that's just the reality. There's not really much way around it. If you want a better price, you're gonna have to sign a lease. That's just that. But as I mentioned, guys, you don't need a credit score. They're not gonna do an employment check. All they care about is that they have your identity and that they have the money. As long as they got that, they don't really care about much of anything else, right? Ain't no credit checks, ain't no, making 3 times the rent amount and all that stuff that you have to jump through in America to get an apartment, which is absolutely ridiculous. Life is simplified here. Simplified. Simplification makes for an easy life. Now, part of that moving abroad, once you get here, I'm gonna name off some apps that you guys might want to go ahead and download. Wise money transfer app. This is gonna be important if you don't have a Thai bank account to be able to, like, say for example, pay your rent and send it directly to your landlord's bank account. I do recommend Wise. Now, they used to give out debit cards. I personally have one, but they stopped. And I think maybe eventually start back up, but I still recommend Wise for sending money directly to like Thai banks. And I'll say it's probably gonna be mainly useful for you guys to like send money back home or to send money to your landlord while you're living here, as far as in a few other reasons. But yeah, I recommend downloading Wise. Next, this is one I just discovered recently that will help you guys as well when you move here if you don't have a Thai bank. There's an app called Moretta. Now, I wish I was getting paid to tell you guys this, but I'm gonna give it to you guys for free anyway, even though I'm not getting paid or affiliate with them. But Moretta is an app that allows you to QR scan pay. For you guys who've never been to Thailand, the most popular way of paying people outside of cash is by QR scan. It's instantaneous. So many businesses you go to, you'll see QR pay, but you need a Thai bank to do that typically. But with Moretta, you can now, as long as you have a US bank account or a Wise account, you can download Moretta, create yourself an account, verify it, and then you can upload money to the Moretta account and then scan pay using Moretta. Now, the only downside is you can only scan pay to business QR codes, to which if you go to local night markets and stuff, a lot of their QRs will be their personal ones, but it's still very helpful. For example, like I tried it the other day at a business I went to. I ordered like some like local like burger place. I was able to scan pay because it had a business scan pay. When I'm going to the subway system, the MRT and the BTS, you can get your BTS card using scan pay. The vending machine, like the Thai drink machine, you can use doing scan pay. So Moretta definitely is a app that I would recommend to you guys who do not have Thai bank accounts. Next, for your transportation, download Bolt, B-O-L-T, and Grab, G-R-A-B. Bolt and Grab. Bolt is usually going to be a better rate for getting around the city as far as your rides go, whether motorbike or taxi. Grab sometimes might be more like convenient, but usually the price of the rides are higher, if not sometimes even double of what they cost on Bolt. But Grab is going to be definitely but Grab is still going to be a very important app because Grab is also a food delivery app. So you can get food delivered, like you would do back home from like Uber Eats or something like that, or like DoorDash. And as well as like you can get stuff delivered from like the grocery store, stuff delivered from Mart. Say you need to send something to your friend, like say they left their phone at their house. You could express delivery something where a driver will come pick up that item and take it to your friend. So like there's many purposes of why you want to have Grab. Like I needed an iron a couple weeks ago. I went on Grab and found an iron and had it to my house in literally like half an hour. So Grab is definitely very, very convenient to have. Next, you're probably going to need Google Translate because some areas you go to, they might not speak enough English for you to communicate with them, or you can't read what it says because like Thai is impossible to read if you're a foreigner. And Google Translate can help you out with, getting a translation of what is either being said or what is written so you can proceed as usual. Next, for communication, you're going to want to download Line, L-I-N-E, and WhatsApp. Those are the most popular kind of like communication apps here in Thailand. Many businesses and also expats and foreigners use the app. So WhatsApp and Line are important for communication. Those are kind of going to be your essential apps for now, guys. Last but not least, I want to talk about is going to be your health insurance, which is a question that many people have. So I'll just be quick and direct. For me, guys, what I've been using since I've been out here is a platform called Safety Wing. Safety Wing insurance is going to cover you for things like medical emergencies that happen while you're abroad, trip interruption, as well as like lost luggage. The most important part being the health coverage, because obviously anything could happen. You could be out and about doing an activity, get injured. Guys, I've been at the gym, I pulled my pectoral, I've hurt my Achilles. Now, luckily, both of these times when I went to the emergency room, the out-of-pocket cost wasn't much at all. So I didn't even bother filing a claim because like it was cheap enough to where I just paid myself $100, $150, compared to America probably would have cost thousands for the same type of care and treatment. But regardless, I think it's still important to have. Safety Wing offers two plans. They have the essential plan, which is going to be more useful for those who are constant travelers or living abroad short term. And then they have the complete plan, which is pretty much like your normal health insurance plan that covers like doctor's visits, annual checkups, the whole 9 yards. Go check them out, guys. Link will be in the description to sign up for Safety Wing. You can sign up in a matter of minutes. And be sure to read all the options and have an understanding of everything that it covers before you do sign up. But definitely something you want to have that I know a lot of, especially young people, do not think about moving over here, is that I know a lot of people move over here and do not have any type of insurance. And I've witnessed people get hurt and injured and have to start GoFundMe. So it's important to go ahead and just cover yourself, have that peace of mind, and have, health insurance, have travel insurance, no matter what, guys. So many of us, especially the young ones, we're out partying and spending all this money on different stuff. Take that, like for me at 27 years old, my Safety Wing essential plan cost me about $56 per month. Like, that's nothing. So do budget these things inside. So do account for these things when you're creating your budget, right? Think about health insurance. Think about all the expenses that come with your lifestyle. So they might haircuts, health insurance, phone bill, electricity, water, all these things also play into the reason why it's important for step number 2 for you to create that plan and do your research. Well, guys, that is it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a like, leave a W in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.